Okay, let's check and see now if I'm live. Okay, hopefully this should be live and ready to go. I have been facing quite a few technical difficulties today, so we're still going to press through. So I want to make sure that all the audio and all the things are actually working. So let's see here. I have been facing quite a few technical difficulties. Okay, so that's working. Make sure if I get the screen to show. Okay, make sure this is up. This is day 2 of the Bold Beauty Challenge. Today we're talking all things primer, foundation, skin type. So whether it's dry, oily, combination, undertones, all that good stuff. So thank you for those who tried to watch earlier. I know it was a little crazy with the audio, but I wanted to make sure to come back on and give you all the info. And if you do go live with homework each day this week, you'll be entered to win some fabulous beauty products. So yesterday you didn't necessarily have to go live, just sharing that you did do the assignment. We'll get you into there today. Even if you don't do it today, if you do it tomorrow until Friday, if you go live and share your homework, you will be entered to win. So I want to help build community here. Okay, so we are going to get started. Hopefully this is going to work with me here. Let's see if it goes on to the next page. Okay. Oops, a little too far. All right, so we are going to start off with our skin type. So for me, I know it's a little confusing because my skin is dry, borderline can get dehydrated, and I think many times in the past where I have experienced dehydration where there's excess oil being produced, and when there was so much excess oil left, and the blemishes would come up. So when I tried to use products for like combination to oily, that it actually kind of exacerbated the issue, made it even worse. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting knowledgeable of how to determine your skin type, and that if you do know what it is, you can fix it. Okay, so we're going to start off with dry skin. Your dry skin, once you wash your face, it's going to feel tight or tight in the morning. You may have rough or flaky patches. Sometimes I'll get some flaky patches by my mouth area. Maybe your face may feel itchy, especially during the winter. Dull appearance. Oily skin, total opposite. It feels slick to the touch and it has a shiny appearance. It produces oils in the T-zones and the cheek areas. The pores tend to be enlarged and prone to blackheads and acne. Combination skin, usually dry on the cheeks but oily on the T-zone, and large pores usually on the nose. And maybe dry combination, so dry on the cheeks and normal to oily on the T-zone, or oily combination where it's oily on the T-zone and dry to normal on the cheeks. And then we go to dehydrated skin, where skin is visibly dry and may have rough or flaky spots that produces excess sebum or oil. Often mistaken for oily skin due to its oil production, it makes things worse when you're using drying products. And it should be treated as dry skin despite the oily appearance. Now for sensitive skin, it reacts negatively to most products, often breaking out or becoming very dry. It may become red or hot when touched. It may have visible blotchiness or red areas, and may be itchy. Now, acne-prone skin. It's going to be prone to acne, like it says, usually combination to oily. Products are usually, products like the wrong types of foundations and things will easily cause acne flare-ups, and can be caused by sensitivity or hormonal imbalances. Then you have normal skin, which, is none of the above, has a dewy appearance and no major skin issues. So for tonight's homework, I want you to share what your skin type is based off of what I shared. Okay, now we're going to get to undertones. So I'm sure, some people face a lot of confusion when they go to the store to get a foundation, or when they put it on, it looks a little too pink, it looks a little too yellow. It just doesn't seem, something doesn't seem right. Well, with this, I want to help you to determine if it may be cool, warm, or neutral. And you're just going to tally up all of your questions, and at the end, you're going to see how many you get the most of, and it'll determine what you are. So, number one, your veins on your wrists are either A, green, B, blue or purple, or C, bluish green. Now, so for me, for example, mine are probably green, maybe bluish green, so I would probably go with a C. Number two, my undertones are, so when you look at yourself, you'll probably see a little more yellow tone, a little more peach or golden tone, or you might see like more blue and more pink tone. So number two, your undertones are yellow, peach, or golden. B are pink, blue, or rose colored, or C, mixture of all. So I'd probably say A for me. Now number three, what celebrity do you look most like? So A would be Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, Meg Ryan. B would be Megan Fox, Demi Moore, Alec Weck. And C would be Julia Roberts, Jennifer Aniston. I guess I would probably fall under C. So now next, we have what do you look best in? A, earth tones, or B, white, black, and pink, or C, you look good in all of them. So for me, I would probably say C, I look good in most colors. Now number five, your favorite jewelry is gold, B, silver, or C, love them both. So for me, I really like gold, wearing gold. That's what I probably wear the most of. So for me, it would be A. Number six, the sun's effects on me. A, my skin my skin tans easily. B, my skin burns easily. And C, I tan slightly. So I would say, honestly, I spend a little too much time in the sun, but I think I would say tan slightly. Now number seven, what colors are your eyes? A, blue or gray, B, green, hazel, or brown, or C, mix of A and B. For me, it is B. So when I say for myself, I mostly relate to C, then I would be considered neutral, a little both warm undertone and cool undertone. So now that you know your undertone for your homework, when you go live, share now your skin type and your undertone, if you're cool, warm, or neutral based on this quiz. Now let's get to primer. You spackle and prep a wall with holes before applying paint, right? Your skin is no different when it comes to makeup. So if you have enlarged pores, fine lines, and you're just putting makeup on over it, you're gonna see all those things pop up. What you're wanting to do is fill in those fine lines, fill in the enlarged pores, and make your skin as smooth and even as possible. So when the makeup goes on, it just looks seamless. So there's two main types of primer. There is water-based and silicone-based. I want to get into that, but I want to break it down by the skin type. So normally for dry skin, I would recommend more water-based primers. So primers are going to be hydrating. They'll give a little more like dewy, illuminated look. It's going to be more lightweight and just going to keep your skin hydrated even though you're applying makeup on top. Now for normal oily skin, especially for the more oily skin, I do recommend a silicone-based primer because that's again going to help fill in the enlarged pores, the fine lines, and to help keep the oil production at bay. So by lunchtime, you don't have an oil slick on your face. Your makeup is still looking great, and it's not separating and having oily areas. Now, for maturing skin, you could stick with either or. You could even do a mixture of the two. But I would say for those with dry or mature skin, you could use like the hydrating, the water-based primer, like on your cheeks your forehead, just areas where you need a little more hydration and glow, like your cheeks, your nose, your chin. But for areas like around the eye area, around the jawline, the forehead, you want to have a silicone base because that's going to help, again, fill in the fine lines and create a real more even surface. So next up, I'm going to show you. And the thing is with primer is actually you can wear it by itself without even makeup on. But you do want to put that on before you apply makeup because it's going to help it last longer. So now I'm going to show you side by side a silicone-based primer versus a water-based. Now our VFX Pro primer, oops, sorry, went a little too far, is like the exact same ingredients as Smashbox, except for like one small ingredient. This is 1/3 the price of Smashbox, and you're still getting that blurring effect, that mattifying effect, that real like airbrushed look for $13 as opposed to like $36. And again, this is going to help mattify your makeup and keep it long lasting throughout the day, especially out in the heat. Now, if you need something a little more hydrating, luminous, then you want to go with the VFX Pro Strobing. That's the water base. And it's a beautiful illuminating primer. It's going to make you look dewy, hydrated, glowing. So those are the key difference between the two. Okay. Next. Okay, so now we're going to go into BB and CC creams. You might have heard of these terms. You're like, what are they? What's the difference? I'm going to explain it to you right now. So this went a little too far. All right, so BB stands for Beauty Balm. And tinted moisturizer, but a little bit heavier and a lot more good for you ingredients to nourish the skin. So BB cream, the way you apply it can either be very lightweight or sheer to more medium coverage. So yeah, sheer to medium coverage. Again, especially with the BB cream that I use, has a lot more nourishing oils and ingredients to really soften your skin. And it's going to help illuminate skin. And you can use it like even as a primer, like say you don't have necessarily any issues with dullness of skin or like fine lines or enlarged pores. You just want a nice sheer primer to go beneath your foundation. Then you want to go with the BB cream. Now CC is very similar, but the key difference is that CC itself stands for color correcting. So it's color correcting, like if you have any redness on your skin, discoloration, uneven skin tone, CC cream is going to be your best friend because that's going to help neutralize the redness and help neutralize and even out the uneven skin tones. It does give a little more coverage compared to the BB cream, and it's still a really nice everyday foundation. And for those that say struggle with a lot of redness, a lot of acne, you can still even use the CC cream mixed in with a fuller coverage foundation, or with using that as a primer instead. So those are the difference. When you think BB, it's Beauty Balm, CC, color correcting. Next up, now we're going to go into foundation. And again, the key difference between like a BB and a CC cream and a foundation is I kind of like to say BB creams and CC creams are kind of like the training wheels to foundation. With BB and CC creams, you can go to light to medium, medium to dark. You don't have to necessarily figure out your undertones for that because it'll blend more into your skin tone. But foundations, you really do want to be more specific as to the number, not only if it's like a light, medium, or dark, but if you're warm, neutral, or cool undertone. So for those with drier or mature skin, I really do recommend like a serum foundation that's a little more luminous. So again, the dewier and more hydrated your skin looks, the more youthful you look. What do you equate with, dry, ashy, dull skin? Like you think dead, like you don't think healthy vibrant, useful when you think of dry, dull skin. So with illuminous skin, you're going to get medium coverage, but it's going to be very dewy looking, where it's not shiny like oily, but just like you have a healthy glow about you. And that's a big part of makeup. It helps us to give us that extra confidence and feel like we're healthy, we're put together, we're looking and feeling our best. So either with dry skin like myself or with mature skin, love the Luminous Serum Foundation. Now, if you're wanting that airbrush, camera ready, full coverage foundation, then you're really gonna want to go with like the Visual Effects Pro foundation, which is for all skin types, and it has that photo blur, that photo filter effect, where it's going to just make everything look smoother, more even. You're not going to see all the bumps, all the texture of your skin. It's just going to make it look, like I said, like it's airbrushed, and it's going to be fuller coverage. Now, I know some people specifically like wax-based foundations, or they like it that they don't have to set the foundation. We do have a cream to powder foundation that is for all skin types and is wax-based, and when it dries, it gives like more of that dewy, luminous finish. And yeah, so that was really nice as well. I really like that on my skin. Lastly, we have for our oily skin ladies, we have the Stay Matte Foundation, and this is going to help balance out the oil in your skin, so your skin's not going to be feeling like it needs to produce more. It's going to keep a nice matte finish, and it's going to be full coverage. And this is really nice for those, again, because those with oily skin tend to have larger pores, and this is going to help give a little bit of that blurring effect for the pores. So this matched with the VFX Pro is amazing for those with oily skin. Next up, how do you apply it? Now, some people, especially like the BB and CC cream, you could go as far as to say you could use it with your fingertips, of course, clean fingertips. But it depends on if you want to go light coverage or full coverage. If you want to go light coverage or medium coverage, I definitely like the Beauty Blender or the Beauty Sponge. We just released these two products. The Beauty Sponge, slightly dampened, can help make your foundation like a little sheer, a little lighter coverage, makes it look very natural and blend in beautifully. I like to actually spray a little bit of our setting spray onto the Beauty Sponge to kind of blend in your skin. And the way you use it is you just kind of bounce it or tap it against your face as you're blending out the foundation. You don't want to rub it in circles. Just think of a bouncing or tapping motion. Now the other one, if you want the full coverage airbrushed effect, then you'll want to go with the oval brush. It's like a kabuki brush. The oval size brush has so many densely packed bristles that it's really going to create a flawless, seamless look on your skin. It's going to help, again, apply fuller coverage and get that airbrushed look. So those two are my top picks for foundation application. So that is it for today. I do want you, again, to just go live and share, what your skin type is from what you've learned, what your undertone is, and maybe which one would you use, like the sponge or the oval brush, depending if you want more like lighter, more sheer coverage, or if you want full coverage airbrush look. And so that is it. Tomorrow we'll be back with day 3, which is about contouring. Hopefully we will not have any technical difficulties, but again, you can go live with your answers up until Friday. Okay, friends, I will see you soon. Take care.